What is up, everybody? Hero tier list is here, and this might be the most controversial tier list I have ever made. Let me know in the comments below if you disagree or agree with this video. Let's just jump right into it. Coming in at number 11, the worst hero inside of Clash Mini is also the newest hero inside of Clash Mini, Pink Fury. She is really strong in the early stages of the game, getting you elixir, stacking you up elixir, but the problem is she only gains you about 8 elixir maximum during the entire duration of the match, and this is a problem because at the later stages, rounds 4 and round 5, you're not going to have really that much elixir to play her properly, and she kind of falls off hard. She is just a tank in the late game with really doing nothing else other than that, and that's a huge problem, and it really just does not have the firepower or the ability, supporting abilities that other heroes have to make her viable inside of Clash Mini. Coming in at number 10, we have the Monk. The Monk, unfortunately, is, it's gonna be sitting here in the D tier as well with Pink Fury, but it's kind of one of those heroes that's really strong early and lacks the late game pressure. Like we were talking about, a lot of heroes have a lot of supporty abilities, whether that be stuns, slows, knockbacks, buffing your allies, and that's kind of the main juice inside of Clash Mini, because the heroes are really just for a supporting role. The Monk, yes, it does a KO to pretty much anything it gets its hands on, but the issue is when you're in round number 5 where there's 100 troops onto the field and everything is going all over the place, it's really hard to pick up value with the Monk, especially with no movement, where most people don't play anything around number 1 and then they counter your position of where your Monk is going to be, and it's kind of awkward for you to pick up value with the Monk, and you kind of fall off when round 3, 4, and 5 happens. Yes, you might win round 1 and 2, but you're going to be in a really hard position once 3, 4, and 5 come on. You got to hang on, and unfortunately, the Monk just ain't there. Coming in at number 9, we have the third worst hero inside of Clash Mini. It's none other than the Natureborn hero. Natureborn has been extinct ever since she got nerfed all the way to the ground and still has not recovered. It's not really good in round number 1 anymore. It's not really good in round number 2, round 3, or round 4. It's just a very weak hero in the early stages. Before you're able to sneak by with a round 1 victory, maybe even a round 2 victory, but now you are almost always going to be down 0-1 or 0-2 to start out the match, and Natureborn really doesn't have a good mid-game inside of Clash Mini. It's really only good in rounds 4 or rounds 5 when you're able to move the Natureborn to a different position, surprise your opponent, and steal the victory. Coming in at number 8, the third worst mini inside of Clash Mini is the Skeleton King. Ever since no movement has been inside of Clash Mini, the Skeleton King really struggles, and that is why it is in the C tier here. It just does not pick up enough value really in any match. It could have almost been in the D tier, but you know, it does have its uses. It still could be okay with the Royal Ghost Dagger Goblin combinations. It has some uses where it does do all right. It's not as bad as the Monk or Pink Fury right now, but it is still in a awkward spot. It definitely is going to need to be buffed. I think everybody knows the isolation never happens anymore without no movement, and it's really hard to predict where your minis, or should I say your opponent's minis, are going to go to pick up value. Coming in at number 7, the Wave Master. Now, Wave Master used to be the king last meta, but unfortunately after it got nerfed to the ground, and so did the Bandit. That was really the thing that was making the Wave Master super strong. Is it still viable? Yes. Is it gonna win you Clash Mini matches? No. And that is why it is all the way down here in the C tier. It just kind of doesn't stun. I mean, the stun is kind of good. I will say the stun is balanced now, but the problem is it slows on the swipe, on the cleave, so it doesn't stop P.E.K.K.A.s. You know, it really doesn't give you that extra value that it once did. And honestly, the Wave Master was always a support hero anyway. It never was there to do damage, and it lost like 33% of its support capabilities. That's a huge nerf, and it kind of almost put this hero to the gutter. Coming in at number 6, we have the Shield Maiden. Starting it off in the B tier here, the Shield Maiden is really strong with the Healing Ranger, with the Battle Healer. It's one of those heroes that's hidden almost OP. It's so close, but there's still P.E.K.K.A.s that are roaming around, and the P.E.K.K.A. does so much damage, and it really chews through the battle healers. It chews through the Shield Maidens. It makes it really hard for you to get ultimate value with the Shield Maiden. Yes, the Shield Maiden is very, very good. Anything in the B tier or up can win you Clash Mini matches. It definitely is a hero that will win you Clash Mini matches and gain you trophies, but will it absolutely dominate the meta right now? No, there's just too much strength in the meta, mainly the Barbarian King, which you are seeing everywhere, which really stops the Shield Maiden from shining. Coming in at number 5, the 5th best, or should I say worst, or should I say in the middle hero inside of Clash Mini is the Countess. Gonna be rounding out our B tier here with the Countess. It's super strong. Invisibility tile, it's good. It has its uses. Yes, is it not good sometimes and then good other times with the tile? Yes, but the Countess is still very strong with the Mega Knight. Countess, Mega Knight, always going to be a staple inside of Clash Mini, as the Countess is super strong and it has that unique dash ability to get to the backline minis, which is very, very important now. Honestly, the Countess is in a pretty good spot, but it just is not as strong as the next heroes on the list. Next up is our number 4 best hero inside of Clash Mini. It's the Royal Champion. We have had Royal Champion being played on this channel pretty much heavily in the past couple of days. If you guys are interested in a really, really good Royal Champion deck, I have that in my previous videos. You definitely want to check that out, and live streams of me playing for like 2 hours of this Royal Champion. Royal Champion is really hidden OP in my opinion, and the Musketeer makes her that way. Trust me when I tell you this. Musketeer plus Royal Champion plus P.E.K.K.A. plus Mega Knight. It's a super heavy deck. Throw in the Prince there as well, but it picks up value. You can throw in the Guard to get shields off as well. It's just one of those decks that's going to get you trophies inside of Clash of Mini, and I think a really strong deck to get you 3,000 trophies. Definitely take a look on that if you're looking to play the Royal Champion. It's really solid mini. It's a very supporting mini, but it also is a carry mini as well, as the shields with the chaining ability. Nothing is more satisfying, and that is why it is going to be in the A tier here for us. Coming in as the 3rd best hero inside of Clash Mini, we have the Grandhorn, and the 2nd newest hero to come inside of the game. Came in with a bang, and then it kind of slowed down last season, and now it is really, really strong in this season right now. It has the shields that are absolutely still powerful, with the Royal Ghost now coming back and the Dagger Goblin being buffed to the moon, to the sky, to the, oh my goodness, it does 1,000,000 damage when it stacks up. And then you have the Valkyrie as well. It's a super solid deck, and the Grandhorn is just completely balanced. It's in the A tier because it's a really balanced hero. It's a very supporty hero. It buffs up your minis, and it really makes your minis shine and decks be viable. I really like the Grandhorn in this meta, and I highly recommend you play him. Coming in as the 2nd best hero inside of Clash Mini, it's going to be the Archer Queen, and everybody's probably like, Enchatin, Archer Queen, are you kidding me? Absolutely. Archer Queen is insane. You could play a really heavy deck here. Archer Queen, Magic Archer, Electro Wizard. You could do that with the Healing Ranger as well, and you can kind of choose what you want to play. Do you have to upgrade the Magic Archer for the damage? Do you want to upgrade the Healing Ranger if you're playing a Shield Maiden? Do you upgrade the Electro Wizard versus Barbarian Kings? There's 100 different ways to play the Archer Queen deck. The last minis in that deck, if you guys are concerned or wondering, are the Prince and the Giant Skeleton. The Archer Queen is just super strong. It takes care of Barbarian King, and it's a super solid hero right now, and it could have maybe been in the S tier, but I'm going to leave it in the A tier here just because of difficulty to play, as it just struggles just a little bit, because you have to know every single interaction direction and where they are in order to play this deck perfectly, and your opponent can kind of counter it just a little bit with placing its minis in the back line and hero in the back line and kind of adjusting its troops. But this is still a super strong deck, and honestly one of the best, if not best, deck slash hero combinations right now inside of Clash Mini. Next up, we have the best hero inside of Clash Mini, none other than the Barbarian King. It is gonna be our S tier hero here, and I think each and every single one of you are probably like, yep, I could see that. Barbarian King is everywhere. Barbarian 2 Elixir, the easiest deck to play. There's also Barbarian King Royal Ghost with Dagger Goblin. There's a lot of different Barbarian King decks out there which also have Flex Mini. Some people are playing with Wizard, some people are playing with Archer, some people are playing with neither. There's just a lot of Barbarian Kings out there, and they are super strong. It's very difficult to go up against a Barbarian King player, especially if they know exactly what they're doing and they play it perfectly. It is very difficult to slow down the Barbarian King and really take advantage of the Barbarian King, supering up his entire army and then clearing you out as fast as possible. This deck is just very beginner friendly. It's very strong, and if you guys really want to hit 3,000 trophies this season, definitely be playing the Barbarian King.